There isn't too many people out there that can say they purchased their dream home before the age of 30, but my super hardworking sister Kristal has been able to do exactly that. Now, it certainly wasn't the dream home when she initially purchased the property, but after some elbow grease, after some hard work and some long days, she has renovated this property with her husband Matt into what it is today. So I can't wait to take you on a little bit of a tour through the property. Now, it was back in 2020 when the world was going through a lot of carnage, and you and Matt managed to find this unique unicorn opportunity that has unfolded into becoming your dream home. So, Chris, how did that all unfold?
Yeah, so it was pretty random, to be honest. We were in the market for an investment property. We'd been looking around sort of our local area. At this point, we had a couple of properties in Brisbane. We were living in our home in Coolum, and this hit the market. Well, it was already on the market, but it had a drastic price reduction, obviously due to COVID. Timing of the market, things were looking pretty grim. These owners had had enough of it being online for a pretty long time, did a big price reduction, and we sort of saw the opportunity and decided to put an offer on it. I remember when it was listed. Actually, I remember when Matt and I met like 7 years ago, he actually drove me up here because it's in the neighbourhood where his parents lived, where he grew up, not too far away from where he went to school and everything. And I remember saying, if we can ever live anywhere, I want to live on that street. And this property came up, drove up here and was like, holy hell, we have to buy that home. Like, we just saw so much potential, but we also just knew it was where we wanted to live.
Yeah, with the big wraparound decks, with the 280-degree views of the whole entire Sunshine Coast, it was a pretty easy decision at that point in time. Now, whilst there was a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market, obviously you and Matt understood that, typically in the mid-cycle slowdown, it's more of a correction in the stock market, not so much the property market. So you took the leap of faith and had to sell 2 properties to get into this one.
We did, yeah. So we obviously made a few sacrifices, sold place we were living in before we'd even, we put the offer on this, before we'd even sold that. So we were like, we just had faith that it would all work out, and it did. But to put 2 properties on the market, I was like 35 weeks pregnant with my second child at this point in time. So it was really scary thinking like, we're about to sell 2 properties. Yes, we're moving into like our dream home, but one, we need to renovate it before we can live there, because from our perspective, there was just too many things that needed to be done that we could not do with children running around. And 2, I was like, where else are we going to reinvest the other part of our money? Because we didn't want to sell 2 homes to only replace it with 1. So it was like a lot going through our head at the time, but we just knew the opportunity was too good to miss.
So take me through the renovation, because you settled the property, but you didn't move in straight away, right?
No, so settled on the property in November 2020, and we took about 4 or 5 weeks to do some work on it before we even moved in. This kitchen included. Basically, we refurbished or revamped the entire upstairs. The living room, dining room, kitchen were all like 3 separate rooms, typical of a Queenslander where you're often all closed off. The flooring needed redoing. All of the bedrooms just had sort of funny layouts. They didn't have built-in robes, didn't have good curtains and blinds, those sorts of things. So upstairs, the major thing we did was redoing the kitchen, repainted, new carpets, new curtains, new wardrobes, did the flooring, got it to a point where we were comfortable living here and we were totally happy to move in. And that took about 4 or 5 weeks, and we literally moved in on, I think it was about December 10th, and I gave birth to our second child on December 29th. So we were like really working down to the wire with that one. And yeah, just wanted to make sure that we weren't having to do too much work around the property with like a brand new baby and another child running around.
Yeah, so Asher at the time was what, 14 months
Yeah, I think
old?
16 months old.
16 months old, and a newborn and a renovation and a new home and in a new area and things like that. So a lot to obviously juggle there. But that's not where the renovations finish, right? So, once you had Avery, what was the next steps over the last sort of what has it been now, 14 months?
We've done a fair bit outside since moving in. We wanted to get inside comfortable to move into. Since moving in, there's like a huge deck that Matt's built. Started with that, and from there expanded to a pool, like repainted all of the outside decking and balustrades, and just those things that we could do bit by bit that weren't going to affect the way that we lived. About 5 months ago, we decided to build in downstairs. So we put in some walls. It was just a big open concrete slab garage, but it had like 2.7 high ceilings, the same as what we have up here. So we've put flooring down, added like a guest suite. So there's a kitchenette, comes laundry, a bathroom. We've got a guest bedroom, a second living room. Basically just built that whole area in. Right now we use it as a bit of a play area because we've got kids, but we've got family up from Sydney, or in the future, if our family continues to expand, it could be like a bit of a parents' retreat. But honestly looks so different downstairs than what it looked. The whole house looks different to how it looked when we moved in. But downstairs is really just that extra little space that we feel this home needed, turning it from a 4-bed, 1-bath home, which is all upstairs was, to now being a 5-bed, 2-bath home, and just that extra living area, extra play area, that sort of thing. Probably the biggest thing that we've done that I feel is life-changing for us as a family with kids is we put the pool in. So that literally finished maybe a month ago. Finally got some beautiful sunny weather here on the Sunshine Coast to enjoy it. But yeah, doing the pool was a real big game changer for us. We just knew we wanted a house with a pool. We've got so much land to play with here. So really, really happy that we made that decision as well.
Yeah, it's so nice to go from, waking up in the morning here and having a cup of tea out on the balcony, watching the sunrise over the ocean, to, enjoying your day and then, having a wine or a beer around the pool, watching the kids play as the sun sets over the Sunshine Coast hinterland. So it is just such an amazing property here. I'm so jealous that you guys found this, and I'm like, I'm always looking at properties on here and I'm like, I can't afford that. So it's really unfolded for the best for you guys. Do you guys have any plans moving forward to continue? Like, I feel as though a lot's been done. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so upstairs it's only 1 bathroom still, and as a family with 2 kids and more kids potentially on the way in the future, we definitely want to make it 2 bathrooms. So probably the biggest immediate thing we want to do is remove the laundry upstairs. Now we've put 1 downstairs, add an ensuite, and just a nicer second bathroom. The tiles in there are like green and floral and absolutely hideous. So just want to upgrade that a little bit. That's really the main thing. And then landscaping. So here we're sitting on like 9,500 square meters, almost, what's that, a hectare?
4 acres.
Yeah. So it's a really big block. So we just want to landscape, build a few terrace areas down the back, create a little bit more usable space out there. But once we do the bathrooms, that's really it for us. I think we'll be like super content with where the property's at, and then just be able to enjoy it.
It's such a beautiful home, and I'm sure once you do the bathrooms, it'll be even more beautiful. It's so good to have Kristal doing all of these renovations. She gives me some really good tips for my renovations as well, on properties that I purchased. So I'm just so proud of you and Matt and the family and everything that you guys have been able to achieve, and happy that I get to come up here and chill in the pool and, hang out and stay the night if I want to as well in the guest suite downstairs. So yeah, thanks for sharing everything about the details. I know it's obviously quite personal, but hey, what's not to love about sharing these types of stories and, being proud of everything that we've done and been able to achieve. So congrats again, Chris, and thank you so much for sharing it.
Nice, stoked to have you guys here checking out the property. I love it. Hopefully gives you a little bit snippet behind the scenes, and super stoked to have Matt have done all of this over the last sort of 14 months. And yeah, awesome.
Woo, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Have a spin.
Yeah. Oh, sweaty. So sweaty. Oh, that's good. Look at that. So nice, eh? Oh.